valued and rewarded for their hard work? Are you modeling and encouraging them to have a work life balance? Are you polling them to see what needs to happen to help them achieve and exceed your quarterly and annual goals? This is the time to buckle down and write out a plan for the rest of the year. I'm going to say that again. This is the time to buckle down and write out a plan for the rest of the year. You know, Benjamin Franklin once said, the person that fails the plan plans to fail. Think about that. The person that fails to plan plans to fail. Is that you? Because if it is, that changes right now. That changes tonight. I want you to make time to write out a plan for your personal growth, your financial growth, and your mental and physical growth. Doing this will definitely help you walk in your purpose and power. Now, you know, I'm your purpose and power coach. I'm here to help you see the things you don't see and do the things that you haven't done so that you can achieve the things that you want in your life. To help you understand better what it means to walk in purpose and power, we often invite guests on our show to help you see that as a part of the Purpose and Power Nation, you can hear from those people that have been walking on that path to purpose in hopes that their story will empower you as you learn to walk out your own story. Now, our guest tonight has been providing funding initiatives, entrepreneurial training, coaching, and development to business school students and business owners across the U.S. And she's also the founder and CEO of the National Black Mastermind Group, Purpose and Power Nation. It is my privilege to introduce you to Dr. Danetta Watson. Hello, Dr. Watson, and welcome to Purpose and Power Live.
Hello, Pastor Stephen Walker. Thank you so very much for inviting me to the program tonight. I am so honored to be here to talk with your audience and your platform about the Black Mastermind Group. So thank you again for inviting me.
Absolutely. Now tell the Purpose and Power Nation, our viewers, about the Black Mastermind Group.
Yes, sir. Well, the Black Mastermind Group is a entrepreneurial ecosystem. It's a community for Black entrepreneurs. So often people say Black people don't have a community. Well, Black entrepreneurs have a community, and that's the Black Mastermind Group. We operate under the mastermind concept. That means all of our collective brain energy coming together to address problems and situations that need to be eradicated in our community, are providing insight and guidance on how to move our community to the next level.
Yes.
And so the Black Mastermind Group began in 2015 solely to educate, train, coach, mentor, and develop, and add financial initiatives that would help our community create sustainable businesses that will remain in the community for a long period of time, something that doesn't normally happen for us. Because the Black entrepreneurial community opens businesses faster than any other ethnic group, but we also close them faster.
Wow.
So it used to be 3 to 5 years that a business would fold. Now it is 18 months.
Wow.
And that's mainly because we bootstrap our startup. So bootstrapping is detrimental to business startup. And we say it so proudly. I did this with my own money and I funded this myself. And then we find that after all of your money's gone and you haven't positioned the business, then the next thing is the business is closed. And so that time factor has decreased to where it used to be within the first 3 to 5 years. Now it's within the first 18 months. Our businesses are closing. And it's mainly because of our lack of understanding of the financial side of business.
Yeah.
So we're doing what we can to create those opportunities to really teach financial, we call it entrepreneurial financial literacy to our community so that we can run business models that will last longer. And that's called sustainability.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I know coming out of the pandemic, over 1 million Black businesses have closed.
Yes, sir.
Because of what's happened with the pandemic. But And I know the timing of this for the Black Mastermind Group is definitely needed today. But explain to the Purpose and Power Nation what kind of things you're doing and why you feel it's needed.
Yes, sir. We are, like I said, education and training, coaching, mentoring, and development. And so under the Black Mastermind concept, first, we got to get everybody on the same equal playing field in their minds. So we start our program out with mindset development. We spend months in pouring into our community the strategies that come with creating a successful business model, the spiritual laws that govern success, paradigm shifting, dealing with the spirit of fear, which is permeating our community. We want to make sure that before you begin to move your life to the next level, we got to take this mind to the next level.
Come on. That's
so
good.
We spend the mindset development. Then we go into traditional business training, which is organization and operational strategies that have not been introduced to our community. And oftentimes, even people with college degrees and MBAs will say, I didn't learn this in business school. You learn because in MBA programs and college degree programs, you're learning how to be a good employee, an excellent employee for someone else's organization. They don't teach you how to be a CEO, how to run your own organization. And so we teach financial strategies that should be managed in the organization. And you, the business owner, the CEO, should be managing it. Then we go into marketing and sales strategies, traditional. The majority of Black businesses, and I haven't found the stats on it. I'm a former statistician, so I'm going to be researching and looking for the stats because we predominantly do not do marketing in our businesses. That's something we don't value and don't spend our money on. Excuse me. But we teach our community what the average industry spends on marketing, the industry their business is in. Okay. And to create a marketing budget in their organization so they will be able to accomplish what they need to accomplish. Putting salespeople to work in the organization is a powerful tool that we often don't have. And because we have an aversion to hiring people, we tend to think we can do it all by ourselves. And we're not trained salespeople and we're not trained marketing people. And those two areas make or break our businesses. So we teach the importance of marketing and sales in your organization. And I know that's right up your alley. So you can understand why we teach it. And then our last two modules deal strictly with financial strategies, what to do with cash, not spend it, how to handle the finances of the business, which don't belong in your pocket because it's not your money. It belongs to the business. It's not your slush fund or your life fund. It's the business revenue. It belongs to the business. We teach owners how to pay themselves from their company. And then we do funding strategies, which most of our community is not aware of the importance of having a funding strategy to create capital. I'm sorry, not revenue, capital for the business to help it position itself so that it can remain open and accomplish its goals. These are the things we teach in the program. And these are the things that our community of entrepreneurs haven't gotten. So we want to make sure this information is available so that we can create stronger businesses that last longer. That's the ultimate task, the ultimate goal, the ultimate mission is to see Black entrepreneurship stable and solid and strong in the Black community. That's what we do.
That's the only way that these that we're going to survive moving forward without having that as the foundation.
Yes, sir.
Companies are going to go out of business even quicker. I mean, you already said that it went from 3.5 years down to 18 months. So 18 months. That's pretty sad. Now, when it comes to what your organization is doing, how are you making real impact in the community?
Well, we first of all identify people just like us that have a passion for Black entrepreneurship and that their passion goes beyond lip service, that they really want to do something They want to be part of the solution and not just a bystander of the process. So we identify those people in communities across the nation, and we train them to be trainers. We train a leadership team, an executive director, assistant director, a funding and financial person to help raise money for the organization, a master trainer that helps to oversee the training program, and an administrative support person. And we train them on how to run a training program. And that program is called the Business Mastery Institute. And we train them on how to run it in their city, and then to acquire the scholarships or the dollars from organizations and entities to put entrepreneurs in the class. We are a 501c3 charitable organization. We raised money solely to put a Black entrepreneur in the training class. And then we use the community of people who are committed to Black entrepreneurship to help train their community. And so we train leaders across the nation and send them back into their community to train other people to help stabilize their businesses, provide access to capital, coaching, and mentorship that will help them to keep their doors open.
Now, is that something that can be done in any state? If someone's interested in that, you can help them do that? How would they get in contact? For those who are watching, how would they get in contact with you if they're interested right now?
They go to the blackmastermindgroup.com. We currently are operating in Kansas City. We'll be opening Wichita very soon. Dallas, Texas, Houston, Texas. We'll be opening El Paso, Texas very soon. Chattanooga, Tennessee, Cincinnati, Ohio, Hampton Roads, Virginia. We have our heart on Atlanta, getting it open and stable. DMV area, New York. We have a strategy in place that wherever we can go to open up a training group, we will train those leaders and get them open and get them training their community with using federal, state, charitable contributions, philanthropic dollars, wherever dollars are, so that we can put scholarships out into that community and train their people.
All right. So now, does it cost to get that training, to set that up in their city? How does that process look?
There is a fee for training. The scholarships can only be used for the community. Those who are committed to this journey must go through our training program themselves. They pay a nominal fee for training, and then we also provide coach certification. We have a coach training program and a leaders training program, and it is an additional revenue stream for the entrepreneur. So the scholarship gives us the ability to pay the trainers and to pay the coaches for providing the services to the entrepreneur. So when we bring on and recruit leaders, they are paid for training and they are paid to coach. So we train entrepreneurs to train and coach and mentor other entrepreneurs. We call that a B2B business model, and it helps to stabilize your company when you have revenue coming in from a stable source like our organization.
All right. If you have a heart for small businesses, Black-owned businesses, or just increasing the stability within the Black community,
yes,
this is definitely a program you want to take a look at. Now, in terms of your future goals for your organization, what are some of those?
Oh my, we are in the midst of our conference, and I'm going to share a little bit more about that in just a moment, but we are launching our online online institute. It is the Business Mastery Online Institute. And what that does, it gives us the ability to have Black content providers, those individuals who have training programs, webinars, classes, that are authors that have written books and have done their own book reviews as lessons for individuals, people who train, coach, mentor, develop other Black people. We want their content on our platform. We want to have the largest online database from Black experts from across the nation. So that is a revenue generating opportunity as well. But it is also a way for us to generate more dollars for scholarships. So there's a 10, 15, 20% revenue split that we do with the content creator so that we can put dollars in our own scholarship fund and offer and award scholarships too, alongside of our states that we work with to provide more scholarships to get more. Now, again, you said it earlier, and I've been saying it for almost a year now. There's over 1,100,000 Black businesses that have closed. That's the minimum statistic from quarter 2, 2020. We're in quarter 3, 2021, and that statistic have not changed. So I know that number is greater. We want to make sure that this next time around, Black entrepreneurs have a different journey they're on in creating their businesses, opening the business, the other aspects. So from launching the business to stabilizing it to sustaining it. And when you have sustained your business, it'll automatically grow.
Yeah.
And each of those have different strategies that we must teach our community so that we can. Now, if there were 2.2 million Black businesses in the 2.4, I'm sorry, to 2.7, the statistics vary based on who did the research. And that's why we're trying to do our own research. I'm a statistician by trade, and we're trying to do our own research because all the narratives about Black entrepreneurs have come from other sources.
Sure.
Very few of them have reported from our own studies the perspective of the Black entrepreneurial journey. So those statistics vary because they're looking at all other minority classifications, which we are lumped in that pot with all other minorities. So we want to be able to pull us out of that pot and really talk about our narrative and follow Black entrepreneurs through their journey and provide the statistics to show that the journey is not the same. And there are social and political and economic indicators that is keeping the journey from being equal and the same. We want to be able to address those. When you have the data, you can definitely defend your position when you have the data. So we're doing that data research, but we want to make sure that we are able to share what is really happening in our community. So I want to say that if there were, and I believe prior to COVID, there were 2.2 unemployed Black people. And we had 2.4 to 2.7 Black businesses. If every one of those Black businesses would have invested in the development of one Black person and put that person to work, we would have eradicated unemployment in our community, which would in turn have impacted crime, poverty, homelessness, mental issues in our community. So it all stems from what happens with entrepreneurship in the Black community. 90% of Black entrepreneurs prior to COVID employed absolutely no one in their business. Everybody hires their own people.
Wow.
Asians hire Asians. Hispanics hire Hispanics. Middle Easterners hire Middle Easterners. The Jewish community, they hire Jewish people. And ladies and gentlemen, white people hire white people. Everybody makes sure their community is working, but Black people.
So it's not really that they were Black.
This.
It's not that they were Black business owners. Really, they're solopreneurs.
They are masquerading as entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And I've been saying it from the mountaintop. Solopreneur is the most dangerous business model you can be in a sue-happy society. There's no legal protection. You can lose everything, your house, your car, your savings, your retirement fund. You can lose everything as a sole proprietor in that form of business. We do not encourage the Black community to be in the sole proprietor business model. And let me tell you why. I spent 3 years as a lender. There is no funding for sole proprietors. That's not a category that lending institutions will loan money to. Now, you'll get a $5,000, $10,000 micro loan and you'll get small loans, which is nothing but debt. Wow. But to really position your business, You will never qualify for funding in a sole proprietor business model. But nobody's telling the Black community we own the majority of the sole proprietor businesses across the nation.
90% of Black-owned businesses were
sole proprietors.
Sole proprietors. Wow.
And the most dangerous business model you can be in, you must be an LLC. You must establish your business with a Dun & Bradstreet number. You must have a business bank account. You must have all the requirements a lender checks off when you put a business loan application in to see if you have these things. And when you don't, it doesn't even make it to an underwriter. Decision is denied right on the initial inquiry.
Wow. Just that alone, what you're saying right here alone is tremendous in terms of the resources that you're offering to the Black entrepreneur community and why it's important. And I know you have some things that they can get involved in and some things where they can attend, things like that. So let's talk about that.
Yes. As an organization, again, we educate and train, and we put together events and activities solely so we can get in front of our community and drop some nuggets in you so that you'll be stepping back and going, wait a minute, nobody told me that. Wait a minute, I didn't know about that. And so now the buzzword is business credit, but business credit has been around for 50 years. Just Black people didn't know. And now we're trying to even this playing field by giving you all the information we can to get you in a business model that will be successful. So when students go through our program and they complete the requirements of our program, we do a formal graduation ceremony for them. We realize that pairing that graduation ceremony with our business conference would be able to give us the opportunity to reach more people. So every 6 months, we do a full-blown business conference, and we graduate our business students, our participants that complete our programs. And it is our commitment to make sure that we are providing all the resources necessary that a Black business owner would need. And we say Black entrepreneur, different level of business mindset, being an entrepreneur. And so the conference, it's an amazing opportunity. Again, under the understanding, we want education happening. We don't want motivation, because when the motivator is gone, we go back and sit down. Not much happens after the motivator got you all excited and got you, because when mindset's not renewed, you can't take the next step.
Right.
As much as your heart wants to, and as much as you lie to yourself and say you're going to, and lie to everybody else and say you're gonna take the next step, you don't.
It's true.
Data proves it out that 30 days, less than 30 days, that high you was on is gone. But when we educate you, when we break down concepts, and when we provide tangible steps, it removes a lot of the excuses we place on ourselves, because then you do know. And then you're required to do something with what you know. So we are under the understanding that when we know better, we do better.
That's right.
And when we know more, we can expand to more. And so success is tied to knowledge. Knowledge that is applied produces success. And in order to get our community on a success journey, we have to continually put content out before them. So the conference is one of those amazing opportunities. We have some of the brightest Black minds that is going to be sharing, Black minds like yours, Pastor Stephen Walker.
Yeah, I'm so thankful to be a part of it. Now give everybody the date and times for that.
Yes, Friday, July 17th, Friday, July 16th, the conference begins. It is in the morning at 8 a.m. Central, and we kick it off with an amazing Black entrepreneur, and that's Antonio T. Smith Jr., who is being, I think, verified as a billionaire. Right. And I often say, when billionaires and millionaires start speaking, everybody needs to listen.
That's right.
Everybody in our community, when they start dropping nuggets, it's inside access to their journey of success. And he's going to be sharing first thing Friday morning on the 16th. And then we have our roundtable discussion, and it's talking about what each of these entrepreneurs that's on that roundtable session, and you're going to be part of that session. I'm so honored that we're going to be talking about what the Black community needs. And from your area of expertise, how we can give our community what it needs so that in 18 months, we're still there. 3 years, we're still there. 5 years, we're still there. Like some of the businesses in our communities, 20, 30 years later, if we choose to be, we're still there. And the next generation of entrepreneurs is running that business. So we're going to talk about some tangible things that our community can reach out and take advantage of. Then on Saturday, the 17th at 8 a.m. in the morning, I'll be speaking. I'm going to give you a real introduction of where we're at and where we're going. There's something shifting in the atmosphere, and I don't know if we understand.
Yeah, this opportunity that's coming. Yeah.
And the historical significance of what is happening around the world today for white people to take ownership of the disparities that they set in place 20, 30, 40 years ago. And now they're reckoning with the sins of the past. And if we're not ready to take advantage of this opportunity, and most importantly, back in the late 80s, early 90s, so I'm a lot older than I look, people, there was opportunities for Black entrepreneurs. And those opportunities, those federal dollars and those state funds were squandered and mismanaged by a lot of people in leadership. And the federal government's answer was to take all dollars and put them in a minority pot. And everybody tried to eat out of that same pot.
Yeah.
Well, Black people got to the pot and there was nothing left but scrapings and bones. And so consequently, for the last 20 years, and I called every entity in my city and other cities asking, where are the dollars for Black business? There was none. And because of that, Black entrepreneurship became stagnant. And for the first time, our president is trying to reckon some of the sins of the past by putting dollars out there. But what I'm finding, Pastor Walker, is that our community is not ready.
Yeah. And, to be honest with you, in order to get ready, you just need to get educated. And I think that's the value of having the Black Mastermind Group and having people like yourself, people like Dr. Eric Kelly, people who are actually saying, look, let me help educate you and get you ready on a level you've never been ready before.
Yes.
And you can see a convergence occurring. These great thought leaders and masterminds are coming together finally to say, look, we can speak together. We can do a lot together, and we can do it to empower our people, because a rising tide lifts all ships. And so I think that's what we're seeing now. And there's a golden opportunity in a very small window.
Two-year window.
Yeah, for people to jump into. And so Purpose and Power Nation, you have to take heed of what Dr. Donetta Watson is saying to you today. She is actually trying to help you realize that you're going to have to get up, you're going to have to get ready, and it's going to be uncomfortable. You're going to have to make some investments. You're going to have to leave some people alone. You're going to have to walk away from some relationships. You're going to have to stop watching television and playing on your phone, because this season right here is the season of preparation for what's coming. And if you are not ready and at the starting line when it happens, you will be left behind. And there may be another 20, 30-year gap between you and your family receiving this blessing that's coming because of the shift in what's happening in the world. Yes,
we have. I mean, you hit some things right on the head. And so Saturday, I mean, this is education. This is stuff that we're not going to talk about all that, feeling good about yourself. That's, you go get a therapist to feel good about yourself. We're going to be working on your business.
That's right.
And we're going to address some things that you're doing to sabotage your own journey. But we want to talk to folks that's serious about making an impact in this world, transforming their community, being a staple in the community, employing people. And so we have opened up on Saturday different tracks that you can come into. There are 4-hour sessions. We have a track that's dealing with, let me get it clear in my mind, the order that we have all of these. The first one is funding and financial. We have 4 speakers that are going to be different levels of understanding financials. Man, and we've got an asset protection guy, and he's on our board. He's from Dallas, Texas, and he is teaching Black people the next level of business, and that's putting your business in a trust. And wealth strategies that helped our president pay $795 in personal income tax because nothing is in his name. Everything is in a trust.
Wow.
They own nothing. They administer and execute everything, but own nothing. We try to own everything. And that's the difference in the wealth strategies that we haven't been exposed to. Mm-hmm. We're bringing those strategies to our people. Linder coming on to talk about accessing capital, government contracting program, things that will help. And then Miss Sadia,
mm-hmm.
Sadia, Miss Sadia will be sharing also on financial strategies. All of this is the area where we're the weakest as a community of people. This is the area that's keeping us weak as a community of people, understanding the financial side of business. Then we have marketing and sales. We have 4 speakers going to be taking you through different aspects. Marketing is the lifeblood of business.
Yes.
Salespeople close the deal and bring your money home. Without those 2 operating in the business, you're going to be out of business in the new era of business that's coming down the pipe. Marketing and sales is very important to the sustainability of your business. Then we have IT for Black entrepreneurs. Another weakness for us as a community of entrepreneurs is understanding systems and software and things that are platforms that are out there today to help you do business wiser, smarter, faster. Mm-hmm. We have different levels of IT technologists. We even have a company that's going to teach you how to build an app without coding. These are things that are happening in the business world today. While we're still trying to do a sale to a customer face to face, people are making money while they sleep.
That's right. Automation.
And we're not in that circle, but we got to get in it in order to do next level business. Then one of our final opportunities that we're offering people is to understand the impact. We've been duped as a community of people in running after residential real estate. I even watched on CNBC program tonight how they have devalued residential real estate. And so definitely to focus on, we have cybersecurity in the IT group. So yes, our one of our leaders, he and his wife are both cybersecurity technicians, and they'll be teaching cybersecurity. But they talked about the devaluing of residential real estate tonight. Now, these are analysts, economic analysts, economists, people in the government sector. And I tend to watch those programs, boring as they are, because they tell on themselves when they start talking. Mm-hmm. And they are devaluing residential real estate. What does that mean? If you have it and you're looking at it as an asset in your portfolio, they've devalued that asset. So it doesn't carry the same weight in your portfolio. What is now being robbed, and it's not being, it already was in the place of value and assets in your portfolio, is commercial real estate.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And valuing commercial real estate to where the equity grows faster than residential real estate. And the reason they devalue residential real estate is because of the bust in 2008. And many people were caught upside down. They had way too much residential real estate debt. They were carrying way too many properties in their portfolio, and they had way too many house payments or mortgages to pay that they defaulted on. And consequently now, to take the drive out of you running and becoming caught up in a lot of residential real estate that you have all these mortgages on, they now have deemed it as a debt and not an asset. So it is now a liability to have a lot of residential real estate in your portfolio. But you can have a mortgage on commercial real estate, but because equity grows faster in commercial real estate than residential, they don't even look at the debt to equity ratio. It's a different scenario. So we want Black people to get into commercial real estate.
Yeah, we got to learn that. You got to shift. It's time to shift, people. Absolutely.
1.3% of all people in commercial real estate are Black.
Wow.
That means
that's actually, you know what?
Rest of the world.
We got to catch up.
Doing the deals.
But it's interesting you say that, because when I was in North Carolina, I got out of radio and television and I went to go get my commercial real estate license. And I remember when I was going through the classes, I had there was a church who needed a new building. and I didn't have my license yet. So my BIC, the broker in charge, did the deal for $2 million.
Mm-hmm.
It was my first sale, even before I became an agent with Colliers International. And I realized then that commercial real estate is so much better than residential real estate.
Much more lucrative.
Much more lucrative.
You
So yeah,
can
this
make
is
$1
definitely
million on one deal in commercial real estate. And as a realtor, this is where we are not presently showing up. And in the construction industry as a whole, we are left out, and rightfully so. Another one of those opportunities we didn't handle very well. Black people in construction, we didn't handle the opportunity very well. And so another group of people moved into our space who are deemed as minorities.
I bet I could tell you who it is. The Hispanic population.
Yes, sir, because they are minorities and they are in the same bowl that we're in. And another group also moved in, which was deemed a minority, the white female.
Oh, yeah.
And now she's in heavily into construction.
Okay, now when I was working on a project, I was working on this project, and they said that there was money set aside for minority businesses to bid on this. It was an RFP from the state, and I was told that money every year goes unused by minorities, and so they give it to white females. And this is the way it works: the white contractor will have his wife set up a separate business, and will send her in to get that money. And it's not. And this is not something where, we love white people, Hispanic people, Indian people. It's not about that.
It's the truth.
It's about those who've been educated enough to know the system that we're in and are taking advantage of the opportunity, while the others, Black business owners, are sitting back complaining about the money's not there. No, there's money there, but you got to get educated and learn what you need to do to qualify. And this is the other thing. If you don't qualify on your own, then you team up with others and create a DBA so that you have the capacity to handle these big contracts.
Those are mastermind thoughts right there. Mastermind. How do we address a problem? We do it collaboratively and collectively. And as long as we don't operate as a mastermind, the whole world's making money and leaving us in the sandbox by ourselves, complaining about the current conditions. Well, unfortunately, yes, we're all lumped in that. Whoever did that, I want to have a conversation with them. Who put us in this minority pot? Because nobody's disparity, nobody's disadvantagement has been greater than ours. So I'm sorry that I'm not hating on LBGT community. I'm not hating on the Hispanic, the Asian, the Middle Eastern, the Jewish. Nobody has been despaired, intentionally disadvantaged, politically disadvantaged, socially disadvantaged, economically disadvantaged more than the Black person. We should not share in a pot with people who have not been on our journey. None of their people, now, other than the Jewish community.
Right.
But what we endured for 400 years was far greater than that 5 to 7 year period that they were in the I'm not saying anything against the Jewish community. But 400 years of abuse, beatings, lynchings, dogs mauling, left without food, sleeping on the floors, all of what our ancestors endured. Now murder, rape, killings,
drugs and violence,
filtering in our community, misdiagnosed medical, still the disparities continue. No community is experiencing what we're experiencing. How we let this happen as Black people, I don't know. And I don't know how we're going to fix it. But because the world now is listening, we got to make sure people, when they open up their mouth, they're operating from a position of knowledge, wisdom, and expertise. That's why we do what we do. Now, I want to hit on this, and I know I got a few minutes, is our next generation of entrepreneurs. Now, we have trained 78 entrepreneurs by August. Since 2020, we started April 2020. We have trained 78 entrepreneurs.
That's
Many
amazing.
of them have gone on to reopen their businesses, relaunch them. I just went to a grand opening, got another one to go to next week, of entrepreneurs who come out of our programs that understand business at a level. They're out there. They're not afraid to step out into the fullness of what their business can do. But most of these people that we're training are 40 on average, over 45 to 65, 70 years old. Now, love them dearly, but their season of success in business is not the same as if we would have caught them before they turned 21.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So now we understand if we're going to really have an impact economically, we've got to train the next generation to be entrepreneurs, those who have an entrepreneurial spirit. So we launched the Young Black Mastermind Group solely to give our youth the same experience in business education that our adults is getting. We're not going to water down the program. We're not going to make it sugar coated. They're going to learn to run financial reports. They're going to learn to do cash flow. They're going to learn balance sheets, profit and loss statements. They're going to learn strategies of what to do with cash, leveraging techniques that our community has never used, but the Jewish community is dominating this world with. Simple tactics of what you do with cash. We're going to teach this.
I got to stop you right here. I got to stop you because I know there are people watching right now going, okay, my child needs to be in that program. Like, how do I get that information? All right, go ahead, give them your contact information so they can get that.
They need to go to the website, theblackmastermindgroup.com. We have people that will be training, 4 entrepreneurial trainers that will be training the young Black masterminds at the conference. It is absolutely free. No cost to your child coming to the conference. We're serious about this next generation going further, faster than what our generation, because it's not going to be the same socioeconomic climate. All the traps, the roadblocks, the red lines, the bridges, the jacked up roads they kept used to keep us out. Those things are not going to be as impactful for this next generation.
So I actually heard something.
Started.
I heard someone say that now is the season where they'll be pushing at an open door.
Yes. But the problem is, I'm going to say it, and I love my people, but all you jokers that's going to go through the door and you know good and well you're not ready and you're going to mess it up for the rest of us. Because that's what happened in the late 80s, early 90s.
So if you want to get ready, what she's saying is if you want to get ready so that you don't mess up what God is setting up for you, you need to get in line and get your seat in the classroom so you can learn what you need to learn so that you can be ready to hit the ground running.
Come to the conference. That's I'm going to tell people that's your barometer, your thermometer, your gauge. Because if you're sitting in that room and you don't know half the stuff we talking about, that ought to tell you don't know business.
Yeah. And matter of fact, I say this a lot. I say that people don't know what they don't know.
Yes.
So coming to a conference like that will show you these are the things that I've been wanting to know that I didn't even know that I didn't know.
Yes. And now I got a chance, if I discipline myself to get up out of the bed at 8 o'clock or 7:30 in the morning and get put on something to look halfway decent, to come into this classroom, I could learn something that's going to transform my life. You know, people been saying, and I'm knocking that saying down, knowledge is power. No, it's not. It's just knowledge. Only way it becomes powerful is when you do something with it. When you apply it,
that's it.
And transform your life, and then you turn around and transform somebody else's, then knowledge is powerful. But let me tell you what the word says, and I know you know it. It says, my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge.
That's it.
And do you know that that is the only thing that can destroy a people is lack of knowledge. It's true. We have been in a knowledge deficit when it comes to business. We've been doing hobbies, hookups, hustles, and calling it business. And now we got to get serious about what we're doing and make real business happen. And so everybody who has made the investment from January till now to go through our Business Mastery Institute, boot camp, train the trainer, we have 4 programs. If they go through the program, you're going to see them graduate on Sunday, July 18th. So again, that's July 16th at 8 a.m. classes, Central Time. That's Friday, Saturday, July 17th, Central Time, 8 a.m. Central Time. We got classes and breakouts. And then on Sunday, July 18th at 2:30 p.m. Central Time, Dr. George Frazier, my dad, my business mentor, I call him my business dad, who's teaching me how to do things at a different level. He's going to speak to our graduating class. And that event, you get your ticket to the conference. You get to do all 3 days and the one price of $39. That's less than $20 a day for the amount of impact. And so what I'm saying to people is success leaves clues. And the reason we are not as successful as we need to be as a culture of people, we're not willing to pay the price to pick up a clue.
Wow.
And now I'm challenging our people to put $39 into your life. You're investing into yourself at the level you want to see a return. And I can tell you, you're going to get a return because we have way too many people that are on this journey and successful that is willing to tell you not just the secret of their success, but things you need to do to position yourself for what's next. That's our conference. Go to our website, theblackmastermindgroup.com. Click on the 2021 conference tab, register. I'm putting a challenge out there because your ticket dollars will go toward putting scholarships out there for more people to get the training that they need.
All right. So then let me ask you this question. What is the goal of the conference?
That's it. Scholarships, training more people, getting more people. The more tickets we sell, the more people we can train. Our organization is committed to training our community. You give us the dollars, we will train them, and we will train them well. We call it a boot camp for a reason. When you get done with this workout, you're going to feel like you've been in a real boot camp when we get done. And I mean, people cry, I can't do this, it hurts, I'm tired. And I'm like, get up, come on, push a little harder, because this will change your life. So everything we're doing is to generate more dollars for scholarships so we can train more of our people. Because if they had to pay for it by themselves, especially that over 1,100,000 Black people whose businesses have closed permanently,
wow, they
would not be able to buy a ticket or pay book fees and get in the class. Now they have their own skin. They have to pay $150 they pay. And we do $500 scholarships to cover everything else. That is 8 weeks of classes, 8 weeks of one-on-one coaching, and
great.
Post assistance in accessing capital.
Oh, that's awesome. Now I was going to ask you why your organization is hosting this, but I want to shift gears a little bit and talk about your motivation for championing this cause for so long. In our closing minutes, share a little bit about that.
There's always a why behind every entrepreneur story. And there's always, people think people are successful and water walkers and life has been easy. And people looked at me and thought life was easy. And so I had saved for 17 years. I saved. And I had amassed over $150,000 to start my business. I always knew I was going to be an entrepreneur. I was a dualpreneur. I was a management statistician for the federal government at a GS-13 level. But on the weekends, I ran my business. Evenings, I ran my business. And when the office in Kansas City closed, I took everything, my savings, my $25,000 severance package. They paid me 1 year of my salary at a GS-13 level, over $250,000. I took and started my business, plus another $100,000 from family and friends. And in less than 5 years, my money was gone and my business was closed.
Oh, my goodness.
And we had a building sold out from under us. And after I lost that fight to keep that building, and my lawyer called me and said, it's not in your favor, you've got to move out. I had 1 penny left to my name. Oh my gosh. And you talk about deep, deep despair. Now, I was training entrepreneurs. I was an adjunct professor teaching entrepreneurship. I was mentoring and coaching and developing other entrepreneurs. But there were some things I did not know about the financial side of business. Number one, you never use your own money.
Come on. I'm learning that
And
myself.
I burned $350K of my money that I saved. My money, that was my severance, and some money from family and friends who assisted me on this journey. And another $26,000 from my household fund that Father Watson reminds me from time to time that I still owe that money. All of that happened. And when I stepped away from it, I said, business should not be this hard. And when I picked that penny up off the floor, I said, God, I don't want this to happen to another entrepreneur under my watch. Whatever I have to do to make sure this is not our story. But I knew so many Black entrepreneurs who were at the brink of their doors being closed because they could not make it financially and will never make it financially operating a business on cash. It was not designed. Business was never designed to be done with cash. You use capital for capitalism, business. We've never been taught how to run a business from a financial perspective. And because we don't know, when we show up at the lender's table with our quarters, nickels, dimes, and dollars, they immediately deny our applications because we are bootstrapping the business revenues and we don't have an adequate financial strategy. So 80% of the Black entrepreneurial community have not and cannot access capital solely because how we run our businesses doesn't fit the traditional business format. We've got to change. We got to teach people how to do it, why they must do it. And hopefully we'll change this thing. And that's why I do what I do, because I was a victim of these circumstances. Wow. I could not access capital. When I spent my last $10,000, I couldn't get a business loan from the same bank that my $89,000 was sitting in one account. My $37,000 was sitting in another. And when all my money was gone, they told me, well, you should have did this and you should have did that. And if you had have done that, we would have been able to give you a loan. And that was a huge education moment because I operated my business on cash. That's the most dangerous thing you could do, but 90% of the Black community operates their business on cash.
Well, Purpose and Power Nation, if you learned anything tonight, you learned this, that Dr. Watson has walked this path that she's now teaching others how to walk. She's not just talking. She's walking the walk and talking the talk, and she has learned the things that needs to be done to help your company and other companies get strong for the future ahead, and training young people to do the same thing. And so, look, I want to encourage you, Purpose and Power Nation, not only just to get a ticket yourself for the conference that's coming up here July 16th through the 18th, but I want you to buy a ticket for someone else. I want you to pay it forward and then also get as many youth as possible, because it is free for the youth to attend. You absolutely you got to go to our website. You got to check it out at theblackmastermindgroup.com, theblackmastermindgroup.com, and get the information there. And they're going to be tremendous speakers and breakout sessions and classes where you can learn everything that you need to know in order to be better and grow faster and stronger as a company and as a community, and leave a legacy for those who are coming behind you. That's what it is all about. Dr. Dawnetta Watson, thank you so much for your time and for your information. We are looking forward to a great conference. I'm going to be there. Make sure you join us as well. And Dr. Watson, I want to give you the final word.
Thank you so very much. Guys, this is our season. If there was ever a time for the Black community to get in position, it is now. I hope to see you at the conference, and I hope to see you in class. I hope to see you being one of our Black Mastermind members in our organization. And we commit to educate and train you to the level of excellence that you so desire to be. Thank you so very much, Stephen Walker, Pastor Walker. I'm so honored. And we hope to see everyone at our conference July 16th, 17th, and 18th. Go to the blackmastermindgroup.com, register, check us out, go to our Facebook page. We're here to serve our community, one entrepreneur at a time.
All right. Spread the word, everybody. Let everybody know it's coming up July 16th through the 18th. We'll see you guys at the conference. Are you looking for money-saving strategies for your business and personal finances? Are you tired of working hard every day with little or nothing to show for it? Contact Prosperity Financial Services, LLC right now for your free financial consultation. Call now to reserve yours today, 804-349-8600, 804-349-8600.